Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans alike, I am here today on this Monday morning, here to talk about wrestling, Royal Rumble, NXT Takeover. What is the most interesting match from both cards? I'm about to hop into that right now. Feel free to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified of every video that I make. If you love wrestling, elbow drop that like button for your boy. So, not gonna waste any more of your time. First, we're gonna hop into NXT Takeover. First, I like to say, man, as a wrestling fans, boy, we are blessed to have this wrestling month of January. It has just been phenomenal to see the things that the opportunities that we have to watch wrestling. And it gets better coming this weekend. NXT Takeover. Let's look at the card. I'm going to have a podcast as well this Wednesday. I'm going to break down both NXT Takeover and the Royal Rumble, so check that out. Most interesting match, we're going to look at the card. Matt Riddle, Cassius Ohno, Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American title, Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders, For the tag title, Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair, Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black. So, I'm going to say the full breakdown for the podcast, but what is the most interesting match right now as we sit on Monday morning? This is a tough call, but I'm not going to take any soft stances here. I am going to go with Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair as the most interesting match, and this is a tough one. This is probably tougher to pick on the NXT card than the Royal Rumble card, because I love me some Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano, some Ciampa versus Aleister Black, but Shayna Baszler, what are they going to do here? Shayna Baszler just formed the group, the four horsewomen, obviously not four of them. Ronda Rousey's in WWE. She just won the title, so it's hard to take the title off of Shayna Baszler. She is the quote-unquote Ric Flair, for lack of a better term, in this faction. So the Four Horsemen was built around Ric Flair holding that championship belt and them doing whatever it took to keep that title on Ric Flair. So Shayna Baszler just won the title. I don't think it's the right choice to take the title off of her. Do they take the title off of her, or do they keep the title on her and end the undefeated streak of Bianca Belair? She is on fire. She is one of my favorite women's wrestlers going today in any company. And she is ready to be an NXT champion. But do you take down the Four Horsewomen to put the title on Bianca Belair, or do you keep her momentum rolling? I think this is the most interesting match. It has the most juice going into NXT Takeover as we sit here on Monday morning, and I'm very much looking forward to it. If Bianca Belair loses her undefeated streak, you have to say, where does she go from here? If she does lose it, here's the difference between her and Asuka in WWE. When they had Charlotte Flair beat Asuka for her undefeated streak, they just sent Asuka down to absolutely nothing. They didn't even tell a redemption story with Asuka. That could have saved her. If they have Bianca Belair lose her undefeated streak here, they can have a redemption story laid out and take her to WrestleMania weekend and have her win the title there. So that is the most interesting match for me on NXT Takeover. And as it pertains to the Royal Rumble, I'm not going to count the Royal Rumble matches here because it's just too easy to say, well, I'm most interested in the Royal Rumble match. Why? Because it's the Royal Rumble match. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to look at the 4 home run matches that we have here. Balor versus Lesnar, Bryan versus Styles, Rousey versus Banks, and Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Those are your 4 most interesting matches. And out of the 4, man, it is a tough call. And I gotta say that the match with the most juice, the most interest right now is Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar. I'm very interested into how they booked the match, the clash of styles that they have. A Balor versus Lesnar, small guy versus a bigger guy. How will they work that match? Will they pay Balor some respect in this match? Will he look good in this match? There's a lot of variables in this match. How seriously will they have Brock take Balor? Will the Demon Balor come back? There's a lot of interest in this match. And will WWE Will they have the guts, the chutzpah to go with Finn Balor? I'm very interested in that match, even though I feel like I know how it's going to go down, and I'll save that for the podcast, for the review. I'm still very much interested in that match. I think this has the most interest amongst wrestling fans, wherever you want to go, Twitter, wherever. Everybody's talking about Balor versus Lesnar, what will happen, and should Finn win? Is he believable? And how awesome it would be if he won. So I'm very much interested in that match. There's a lot of more. All of those 4 matches have some type of interest in them. But I think Balor versus Lesnar is the one with the most juice, and it's the one that I'm most interested in seeing, because there's a lot at stake for Finn Balor here. Like, the guy has been relegated to nothing, and he needs a big moment or a big win to get him back over the top to the Finn Balor that we knew him to be, not the guy that was getting caught up with Baron Corbin, for goodness sakes, and Jinder Mahal. He needs something in this match to get him back to being over, like he always likes to say. So we'll see what happens in this match. Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar, that is the most interesting match on the Royal Rumble card. Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair, that is the most interesting match on the NXT Takeover card. Let me know down below what you think in the YouTube comments or on Twitter at OMGCoreyB and at 2SweetPod. Let me know what's your most interesting match, and let me know your thoughts on both cards. And also, join me for my podcast reviews of Royal Rumble and NXT Takeover this Wednesday. Also, I will be talking about Monday Night Raw and SmackDown tomorrow and Wednesday as well. Won't be a full review. Full review will be on a blog. I will leave the link when I leave my YouTube videos up for the subjects that I talk about on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Feel free to join me on Twitter at OMGCoreyB and 2SweetPod.